Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets, featuring daily technical analysis videos of the S&P 500 index. I just want to remind you that the website and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I'm not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Okay, starting with the 5-minute chart. We came off this 1203-ish low with a gap up that then started to trade into what we were looking at as a rising wedge, except for the price action coming out of this pattern looked a little suspect. You know, it just didn't quite behave. It's almost like you see one thing and you're expecting the typical move that comes out of this pattern, and you just don't get it. Now, maybe that's because of the weak volume through the holiday week. Perhaps. I don't know for sure. But anyway, just on the idea that maybe this could be a rising channel, I drew this parallel support line down here. And you could see that after the initial weakness this morning, there was a little tiny bump on that line. But that got taken out pretty easily. But if we look at the way the market traded all day long, you can see that there's this little bit of waning selling interest. So, you know, guys, this is just a tough market to figure out. It just has no clue whether it wants to go up or it wants to go down. It's just churning, you know, in this low 1200 to high mid 1200 range. I mean, take a look at this chart, and you can see clearly just this incredible amount of churning that's going on all throughout for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And you know, we've been able to get some of these moves. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say predicted, but you can see when we set up these channels, things are pretty easy to get a hold of, with the exception of the fact that we're not getting the typical back test. Particularly out of these, when we break out of a downward channel, we're having a tendency to just gap up and then take off. Here we did it again. So the question is, what's going to happen now? Well, this upward channel appears to be broken, but to throw another little monkey wrench at you, if we take this line, create a parallel line to it, and move it down here to this extreme low back here on the 20th, lo and behold, it just happens to match up with where the market quit today, right around 1249 and change. So, that coupled with this little wedge shape right here tells me we may get a little, it's possible that we get a little bounce at this point. But you know, I think this upward move overall is probably histoire. It's probably over. And for sure, if this line gets taken out right here. So, like I said, just looks like we're in for more churning around. And we knew that we were up against resistance in this area. We talked about that this week. We talked about it last week, that this 1260s, high 1260s, and even up to 1278 was going to be a tough hurdle for the market to get over. And it appears that was a good call, even though I really feel that I didn't feel like I got that real nice kind of elegant ascending wedge that we get lots of times. So that's why I put this line here, thinking of it as possibly in terms of that parallel channel, because that's what we've been having all along throughout for the past couple of months. So if the market bounces here, I would not expect it to get above this line, and I would expect it to have trouble up here in the mid-1260s once again. If the market ends up taking this line out tomorrow, in other words, if there is follow-through weakness tomorrow, then I would think it's probably a sure bet to get down to the low 1230s. Maybe a bounce there. If not, then back down to test those low 1200s once again. So look, that is pretty much it for today. I don't really see any reason to go into much more. Because we're in this real thin volume and kind of that funky end-of-the-year trading. And frankly, a lot of people just stay away from that. I know some people who just say, hey, I'm out for the last 2 weeks because it's just too weird. And I can kind of understand that. But there you have it. Weakness today, possibly a sign of waning selling pressure in this little wedge pattern. If we get a bounce, that would be nice, but I would expect it to peter out in the mid-1260s. If we get follow-through tomorrow on this weakness, then I would expect the low 1230s. I'm not going to tell you what to do with that. I'm just saying. So look, take care. I appreciate you watching the video. And when you get a chance, please stop by sp500chart.com, where we use time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. And, if you're not a subscriber, just think about it. Might be something to do. Learn how to read some of these charts. I'll be honest with you, the past 3 or 4 months have been some of the toughest chart reading that I've seen in a while. So, but I still think we're identifying some good things. We're getting some pretty good heads up on calls. So look, take care. Stop by, and hey, if I don't talk to you, or if you don't check out a video between now and the end of the year, Happy New Year.